Hello, and welcome to 8slides.com. Ever wondered how artificial intelligence can learn and make decisions, almost like a human? Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of neural networks. Think of them as the AI's brain. In the next 8 slides, we'll break down exactly how they work, from their fundamental components to how they learn from data, making complex AI concepts simple and accessible for everyone. Let's get started. So, what exactly is a neural network? Imagine it as an artificial brain. It's inspired by our own biological brains, which are made of billions of tiny units called neurons that talk to each other. Artificial neural networks do the same, using nodes that are connected. Instead of being programmed with rigid rules for every situation, these networks learn from experience, from the data we give them. This makes them incredibly good at tasks like recognizing faces in photos or understanding what you say to your smart speaker. It's this learning ability that's at the heart of modern AI. Let's zoom in on the basic building block, the artificial neuron, or node. Think of it like a tiny decision maker. It receives information, inputs, and each piece of information has a weight, meaning how important it is. The neuron adds up all these weighted inputs, plus a bias, which helps it decide when to fire. Finally, it passes this combined value through a special activation function. This function decides the neuron's final output, like a switch that can be on or off or somewhere in between. This simple process, repeated across many neurons, is incredibly powerful. Neural networks aren't just a jumble of neurons. They're organized into layers. First, we have the input layer, which is where the raw data enters, like pixels in an image or words in a sentence. Then, we have one or more hidden layers. These are the thinking layers where the magic happens, processing the data and extracting complex patterns. The more hidden layers, the deeper the network, and the more intricate patterns it can learn. Finally, the true output layer gives us the answer, a prediction, a classification, or a decision. It's this layered structure that allows neural networks to tackle incredibly complex problems. The real power behind a neural network lies in the connections between its neurons. Each connection has a weight, which is like the volume control for that signal. Some connections are loud and important, others are quiet. The network learns by adjusting these weights. Think of it like tuning a radio to get a clear signal. We also have biases, which are like a baseline setting for each neuron. They help the neuron decide whether to activate, even if the input signals aren't very strong. Together, weights and biases allow the network to learn incredibly complex patterns from data. How does a neural network learn? It's like a student studying for a test. We give it lots of examples, questions with the right answers. The network makes a guess, a forward pass, then we tell it how wrong its guess was. Calculate error. Then, through a process called backpropagation, it figures out which connections, weights, and biases led to the mistake and adjusts them slightly to do better next time. This cycle repeats over and over, making the network smarter and more accurate with each iteration. It's all about learning from mistakes. You're interacting with neural networks far more often than you might think. They power the facial recognition on your phone, help Netflix decide what movie to suggest next, and enable virtual assistants like Siri and Alexa to understand your voice. They're also revolutionizing fields like healthcare with image analysis for disease detection, and powering self-driving cars by helping them see the road. From online shopping recommendations to sophisticated financial analysis, neural networks are quietly making our technology smarter and more intuitive. To wrap up, remember that neural networks are AI's way of learning like a brain, using layers of connected neurons that adjust their weights and biases based on data and mistakes. They're behind so many of the smart technologies we use daily. If you want to learn even more about specific types like CNNs or RNNs, or keep up with the latest AI breakthroughs, make sure to check out 8slides.com. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're here to make AI easy for everyone. Thanks for watching.